Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, kindergartners, and what a lovely day it is outside. I hope you get to play outside and enjoy this day. I'm gonna finish, well, I don't know if I'm gonna finish, so I might have to send a video next week. Junie B. Jones, first grader at last. We have a few chapters left. I'm gonna read you a couple chapters out of there, and then I'll send you a video next week to sum it up, to end the story. So chapter 6 is called The E Game. And if you remember, last time we left off, Mr. Scary was taking her down to the nurse. So it starts like this. I sat in a chair next to Mrs. Weller's desk. She asked me lots of questions. First, she asked me how I liked my summer vacation, and then she asked me how I liked first grade, and how I liked Mr. Scary. That is all called stall talk, I believe. Finally, Mrs. Weller stood up. Have you noticed the eye charts I have hanging on the wall, Junie B? She asked. She pointed at them. Eye charts are posters that help us test our eyesight, she explained. I have 2 different kinds. See? One has alphabet letters on it, and the one right next to it is filled with funny E's. That one is called an E chart. I looked at that funny thing. Whoa, I said. Those are the craziest E's I ever saw. They're backwards and forwards and upside down. You're right, said Mrs. Weller. The E's are all mixed up, aren't they? And today, you and I are going to play a game with those mixed up E's. It's called the E game. After that, Mrs. Weller got a little paper, a cup, and she showed me how to hold it over one of my eyes. We're going to be testing each of your eyes separately, she said. While one eye is hiding under the cup, the other eye will be playing the game, okay? I shrugged my shoulders, because what choice did I have? Mrs. Weller showed me where to stand to play the game, and then she went back to the E chart. All right, she said. Now each time I point to one of the E's, I want you to tell me the direction it's facing. Are you ready, Junie B? I shrugged again, and then I hid one eye behind the cup, and Mrs. Weller pointed at the first E. I pointed my finger up. That one is facing up at the ceiling, I told her. Good, she said. Excellent. I felt a little better inside. Mrs. Weller pointed to the next E. Oh, I better show you that picture. I turned my finger down at the floor. That one is facing down, I said. Mrs. Weller smiled and nodded. I stood up taller because this wasn't as hard as I thought. After that, the nurse kept on pointing out more E's, and I kept on telling her which way they were facing. Right, left, down, left, up. I stopped and grinned. Hey, what do you know? I'm a breeze at this game, right? Right, Mrs. Weller? Right? I said. Mrs. Weller winked at me. We're almost done, she said. Only a few more E's to go. She pointed to a new row. There was a fuzzy smudgy next to her finger. Whoops, I said. What happened there? Did you spill something on your chart? Mrs. Weller did a little frown. She kept pointing at the smudgy. Can you tell me anything about this mark at all, Junie B? She asked. Yeah, I said. It's a smear ball. Mrs. Weller moved her finger over a little bit. What about this mark here? Can you tell me anything about this one? I stared and stared at that thing. That one's a toughie, I said. Finally, Mrs. Weller came over to me. That's fine, she said. You did just fine, Junie B. And after that, we played the same game with my other eye. And guess what? I saw 3 more smudgies and a smeary. After I was done, I sat down in the chair again. Mrs. Weller said I needed glasses. I do not like Mrs. Weller. Chapter 7, Good Guessing. The nurse called Mother at her work. She tattletaled about the glasses. Then Mother tattletaled to Daddy, and those two would not let the matter drop. They talked about glasses all during dinner the entire night. I couldn't even digest my food that good because they kept on talking about those silly glasses. Ugh. Sooner or later, almost everyone ends up wearing glasses, Junie B, said Daddy. Really, they do. I put my chin in my hands, real glum. Really, they don't, I grumped. Daddy's telling the truth, Junie B, said Mother. And besides, you're going to look absolutely adorable in glasses. No, I am absolutely not, I grumped again. Sure you are, said Daddy. And just think how great it will be to see the words on the board. I covered my ears. Not great, not great, not great, I said. Mother took my hands away. Listen to me, honey, please, she said. Glasses are like magic windows for the eyes. When you put them on, poof, the whole world becomes crystal clear. I did a huffy breath. Poof yourself, I grumped. And after that, Mother picked me up and she carried me to my room, because that was one grump too many. The next morning, Daddy took me to the eye doctor. The eye doctor did lots more eye tests with me. They were sort of fun, only I didn't tell Daddy. Also, the doctor put drops in my eyes. Drops make your eyeballs get biggish and darkish. Eyeballs look very attractive that way. After the eye doctor, I went home till my drops wore off, and then Daddy drove me to school, and guess what? All of the children stared at me when I came in the room. Because I was a late kid, that's why. I walked to my desk kind of shy, and Herb's face smiled when he saw me. Junie B. Jones, where were you? He said. I saved your seat on the bus, but you never came. We were afraid you might be sick, said Jose. Yeah, said Lenny. You're not, are you? I certainly hope she's not sick, said May. You shouldn't come to school, Junie Jones. Coming to school sick is how germs get started. I sucked in my cheeks at that girl. I'm not sick, May. I'm just late. And that's all. May made a grouchy face. Well, being late isn't good either, she said. Being late gets you a black mark on your permanent record. I covered my ears at her. Blah, 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 May, I said. Herb and Lenny and Jose laughed out loud. Those guys are starting to enjoy me, I think. Pretty soon I took out my workbook and I tried to do my math. Only too bad for me because I kept on worrying about my new glasses. What if I look silly in those things, I thought. What if room one laughs their head off at me? And what if I look like a Goonie bird and no one wants to be my friend? The worrying would not go out of my head. Maybe I needed to talk to someone about this, possibly. Finally, I reached out and I tapped on Herb. Psst, Herbert, I whispered real soft. I have something I need to tell you, only I'm really afraid to say it, because what if you laugh at me? Only you probably won't, but I still don't think I should take the chance. And so please do not ask me any more about this. And I mean it. After that, I waited and waited. But Herb did not ask me. I tapped on him again. Okay, fine. I'll give you a hint, I said. But first, you're going to have to turn around and sneak a peek at me. Herb turned around and sneaked a peek. I quick made round circles with my fingers, and I held them in front of my eyes. Okay, what am I doing here, Herb? I whispered again. Huh? What does this look like to you? I'm making round circles in front of my eyes. See? What do you think they are? May leaned over to her desk. Shh! Shush, she said. Stop bothering Herb, Junie Jones. If you don't shush right now, I'm going to tell the teacher. Suddenly, I jumped right up from my chair, because I'd had it with that girl. That's why. No! You shush. You shushy head, May, I said. I'm not even bothering Herbert. I am giving him a hint about my new glasses. And that is none of your beeswax, sister. May's face looked shocked at me. Her mouth came all the way open. You're getting glasses? She said real loud. You're getting glasses, said Herb. You're getting glasses, said all of room 1. The children stared and stared, and my head felt hottish and sweatyish, and I sat back down in my chair, and then I looked at Herb kind of sickish. And I whispered the words, good guess. All right, guys. I'll send a video next week of Chapter 8, the final chapter in this book called Showing and Telling. Enjoy this great day. I sure am wishing you well. Clyde, do you want to say goodbye to the kids? Bye-bye. Oh, he said bye-bye. I don't know if you could hear it. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Talk again soon.